what's our route for doing something about this? Because one thing I've found in the last 9 months of campaigning around Hurlingham and Chelsea and the other schools, there is no way that I can find to have a dialogue with this council. They make decisions in rooms, closed rooms, whether it's about closing a school or half closing a law centre, with no consultation to start with. Then they put out a consultation process, which is very, very poor, which most of my members can usually write better documents than they've written, and which don't have real options, and then they don't pay any attention. So my question to the three of you is, Harry, if you don't want us doing what John said, the civic uprising almost that he described, then what do we do instead over the rest of this 3 years? I think we're in for a long haul. But have you got anything else to offer us?
All right, we've got the question. Harry.
Obviously, very, very open to criticism, and welcome criticism, welcome complaints, welcome suggestions. I mean, in terms of the voluntary sector, what people should be doing on a practical level is to get on and get their applications in for the £100,000 small grant pot, which they need to people need to get on with and get their bids in for that. I think it's beginning of July the applications need to be in, and the decisions will be made on September the 24th. The funding will be available from the 1st of October. So in terms of the voluntary sector, that's a practical thing. I mean, in terms of engaging with councillors, I think absolutely people should email their councillors about local groups in their wards or borough-wide groups, and to pitch the case for why such a group should be getting money. I'm very concerned that the process that policies are decided by the council, should be open, and I think if there are any ways that we can make our procedures more open, that would be a good thing.
Okay, Andy.
If you accept my analysis, the position is rather bleak, because the process of disrespect which is shown to people who try to challenge or protest against decisions is all part of the strategy. If, as I firmly believe, what this council is saying, and it's not true of most of the councils, even other Conservative councils, is that we don't want community schools, we don't want social housing, we don't want social services. If you can't afford to pay what it costs in the private sector here, which is huge, whether it's talking about housing or schooling or health or what have you, then we're not interested in you, and you'd be better off going somewhere else. If that's the attitude, then it's very difficult. The only ray of hope I can offer is what you've got. You have got a very experienced organisation in the council. It's a very arrogant organisation, and it's a very inexperienced organisation, and those are its weaknesses. We've seen that already. That withdraw proposals, like the proposals on charging for home health, it failed dramatically over the attempt to close Hurlingham and Chelsea, and you can win. You just mustn't, as John I think would agree, you mustn't give up hope, you mustn't give up fighting, because in the end, they will have to give up. They will have to give up because they're wrong. They're wrong about this. There are enough people out there who believe that they're wrong.
When the Conservative administration came in, I thought for a short time that it would be different. I listened to Anthony Lillis explain that he wanted to listen and discuss things with the voluntary sector, and I listened to the leader Stephen Greenhouse at the Town Hall Refugee Forum, explaining his commitment in that respect. And I thought, well, maybe they're different. And, I was proved wrong. It's the same old. And what Andrew says about the disrespect shown is particularly true. It really came home when we went to the cabinet meeting and listened to the councillors refuse to listen to Halima speak on behalf of the Horn of Africa. Refused to have her speak because one of her 6 signatories on the petition document wasn't on the electoral roll. Can you imagine the pettiness and the meanness of that approach and the disrespect shown to her? And so it occurred to me then that we were in for the long haul.
Okay.
Clive, I will say something. It's so important about the long haul means that we don't let anything evaporate. That's why, Dennis, we formed the Hammersmith and Fulham campaign for voluntary sector funding, because we realised we'd have to draw the groups together. We understood the depth of the challenge, and we understood it would have to go on, and we understood we'd have to link up. And when we came along to the schools meeting, we saw your people being treated in exactly the same way. But tonight I see, not just the people here, but I see people, young and old, who've joined. John Winterfeld, a retired solicitor there with his hand up, a fantastic first-class sole practitioner, lawyer in this borough, now retired. And I also see Jessica there, finished her GCSEs last week, in this borough. Well, we're going to all get together and we're going to keep it up, and we're not going to let them off the hook, and we won't let any new administration after that off the hook either.
Okay, John, thank you.